Hey everybody, I'm posting this video just to kind of give an update to everyone on how King David's doing, and also kind of clear the air about like what exactly happened a couple weeks ago. I'm doing this with his permission, and it's not only to let everybody know how he's doing, but also to kind of spread awareness about something that's pretty common in boys ages 12 to 18. So the story kind of technically started last spring. In MAP class, he got a muscle tear, and currently, while he's been released from sports, it is kind of irritated, and that tear is in a muscle that runs behind your groin down your leg. And so we had an appointment this morning with a sports medicine doctor on that, and everything's still going fine where that's concerned. Fast forward to 12 days ago on October 2nd, so this was a Wednesday. King David had come home from football practice, and he was pumped because he had a really great workout. He pushed himself, and he was really just stoked about how well he did. He also mentioned that he was having some groin pain, so we just assumed that muscle was a little bit irritated, and proceeded to have him ice pack it and take ibuprofen for the next couple of days. He did have intermittent pain over the next couple of days, and he didn't have school, but practice was limited on Thursday, and then by Friday morning, the day of the game, it was still kind of bothering him. He wasn't complaining that much, though, and he was just kind of resting on the couch most of the day with an ice pack. And at this point, I thought it was highly unlikely that he was going to be playing in the game, but, we were still planning on going to support the team and be there at the Bengals' last football game at Jennifer, because their next game is going to be at the new field on the 18th. I work from home, and so when I got off of work and I came downstairs, ready to kind of get Friday going, he looked at me and he said, "Mom, can we go to the doctor?" My heart kind of sank a little bit, just because he's not a complainer, and he unfortunately has a high threshold for pain, so I knew something was wrong. I asked him where his pain level was, and he cried, and he said that he was at a 10, and he was figuratively crawling up the walls. He was in so much pain. On our way to the doctor's office at Valley Medical, I really begged him to just advocate for himself to everyone kind of all the time. And from then on, that day, every provider he saw, he definitely let them know that where his pain level was. I will say that everyone we were in contact with at Valley Medical, the St. Joe's ER department, and at Tri-State ER and OR departments through this whole thing were fantastic, and everything, they were fast. I'm grateful for the care he received and for the process, because while I wasn't necessarily comprehending it at the time, I was a wreck, but I was also in, fight mode for my kid. And as a parent, there's just kind of one path in this scenario, and it's just keep moving forward. Immediately after the doctor urgent care at Valley Medical examined him, he turned to me and he said, "You need to go to the ER right now." And he walked out of the room. He came back about 30 seconds later, and he said, "St. Joe's is waiting for you. Get in your car and go there." I think he has a testicular torsion. So we jumped in my truck and went right there. Again, immediate response. They got him into a room really quickly, got his ultrasound going. The PA at St. Joe's, came in quickly after that and explained that he did indeed have a testicular torsion, and that he was getting us pain medication and discharge papers, because they don't have a urologist at St. Joe's to do the surgery. So we had to go to Tri-State over in Clarkston, and we needed to get there ASAP. And at the time also, there was a 6-car pileup that had just occurred, I believe at the top of the grade. And so every ambulance in the area was being, utilized. And so he told us, "Here's your papers. Tri-State's waiting for you. We've called ahead." So we got him that pain relief and got headed over to Tri-State. Again, met immediately. The person doing admissions asked if we were coming from St. Joe's. We said yes. So they moved us into the ER where the surgeon and the staff were all waiting. The surgeon introduced himself and let me know exactly what he was going to do and answered the questions I had. And then he went into the room to talk to my son and explain to him what was happening. It all happened. It all happened so fast. Some of it was just such a blur. They're bringing me these papers. They're just sign here, dot here, initial here. It was pretty overwhelming. And at one point I looked at somebody and I was like, "Okay, so when are we doing the surgery?" And she was like, "Right now," like immediately. They they're prepping the OR and we're bringing a bed down to get him. So, this turned into what was probably one of the scariest moments of my life and his. They took him back to surgery, and I got to be with him the whole time up until they took him into the OR. So I got to speak with the surgeon again several times, and the anesthesiologist, ask all the questions, say all the things. All the nurses, the aides, everyone was so kind and supportive of us, and not just for him, but also for me, and I'm grateful for that. They did check on me several times during his hour-long surgery, and I think I was still numb and in shock at that point, but I think I thought I was okay. When surgery was done, the surgeon came out and explained to me that everything went off great and that the best case scenario occurred. They were able to untwist the torsion and get blood flow back, and what that means is they were able to save his testicle. They also preventatively to make sure that the other one doesn't get a torsion down the road, which is a guarantee essentially if you have one. So they go in and preventatively make sure that one doesn't get a torsion down the road. What I did learn that night was when a torsion occurs, there's about a 6-hour window to be able to save your testicle. So when we left the house at 2:30 and made it to 3 different medical facilities, my son was being wheeled back into surgery at 5:30. So 3 hours, and he was in surgery. So time is crucial with this surgery, and this is where kind of like my PSA piece comes in. If anyone in your life has testicles and is in excruciating pain, run as fast as you can to the nearest hospital. Statistically, 50% of the surgeries are unsuccessful, and it causes a loss of the testicle. King David got lucky, and his most recent follow-up appointment showed, blood flow in his ultrasound, so he's really grateful for that. He didn't want to miss out on any school, so he's been moving around by pulling a suitcase around behind him, because he can't lift his backpack. He's got a 2-week limit for most regular activities and 4 weeks for sports. Unfortunately, what that does mean for him is that football is over, and that is sad. He really enjoys football and the camaraderie that comes from being on the team. But because it happened right now, he has more than enough time to recover for wrestling, which is where his passion is, and that's another silver lining that we managed to find in this. In the grand scheme of things, he got lucky, and we're moving forward as best we can at this point. He has very little pain, and swelling's gone down. He's managed to keep an upbeat, humorous attitude about the whole thing, while still acknowledging the sadness that goes along with it and honoring the feelings he has about what happened and how it affected his life. We've had a couple of hard conversations, but they've produced some really great things and plans and hopes for what comes next. I want to thank everybody that showed up and helped, both close and far, in addition to everybody at Valley Medical, St. Joe's, and Tri-State, numerous friends and family that showed up at the hospital, people that joined the meal train that I created just so that I could ease one task from my plate by bringing us dinner, and just everyone that reached out and checked on him and us. I appreciate all the love and support everyone's been giving us this last week, and I wanted to tell you all I appreciate you very much. And thank you for everything, and King David's doing good. So, thank you.